Hi everybody. I've got a hardcover journal here today, and it's really pretty pinks and mauves and pale blues and creams, and it measures 4.5 by 6 3/8, almost 6.5, skosh smaller than 6.5. The spine is a hand-painted spine, and it is 1.5 inches. And there's the back. And the sari ribbon is sewn in the pink thread to match. So it's got a light little image here. And like I said, that's hand painted, and it's there to reinforce the spine because, once again, I didn't know when to stop. So, you can probably see the seam binding sewing there a little bit better. Real pretty image of some pink flowers, little rose here, some lace, and ruffles with 2 doves. Little gold thread sticking out everywhere. And going inside. Sorry, just checking. Okay. We have a pocket that's got one of the little patches that I make, and a piece of paper with a doily and a safety pin, and I sewed around it. Lace is really hard to sew on. And on the inside, I've got an image behind it, and some of that corrugated paper, and a little vintage card. And over here, a big ruffle. And I did the crackling. Did the crackling with the doves, coffee dyed paper, gold thread. Over here, a dove and a book page and some lace. And lace with stitching. Little bird's nest with the dove. And over here, this is a lace pocket in front, and it's got one of those tags with the papers that I like to stamp and do. On that side, and on this side is a little booklet. Just a little booklet. And a piece of fabric with the dove. And this is part of a curtain and an old vintage button. Some pretty lace. And back here we have a card. And another little card. I like to see. Come back here. There we go. Okay. Over here, a part of a guest ticket that had some stitching on it, and then a fabric ticket, and then some real pretty doves. And a Canadian stamp, dove, fabric ticket, and that grass cloth. Over here, a little bird nest, ruffle, some tags that you can journal on if you wish. Some music paper, some lined paper with pink stitching. Both of them have pink stitching. Of course, I think I used pink stitching throughout. This is the sari ribbon that's been sewn on. Here's a tuck spot with the white paper and a card. And this has got a ruffle here with a coffee stained rose. I make these little cards. There were a bunch of, what do they call those? Project Life cards. And they don't go with anything I make. So I just decided to see what I could do with them. And that's how I got that idea. A little stitching on this page. Over here is a pocket. You know, I was thinking in the last video that I'd put one of these in. I thought, you know, as you're journaling, that would make a good bookmark. So you can keep your place. Little stitching here, little lined piece of paper, little lace-topped paper. And this is got the 3 doves again with some lace and a stamp and papers. Again, this is one of those things where I did the collage of the papers and you just keep going. Keep adding on. Now there's pieces out of that music paper. Here's a little pocket with the grass. Pretty blue ruffle up here that I thought went real well with that. Piece of paper. Old looking piece of paper. It's been inked. And here's two little mini cards. Again, every page has got the crackling and the stamping and stuff on it. Here's a piece of ephemera with a part of a paper doily and one of the little patches, and antique safety pin with a little tiny gold bead. Over here, the paper doily and a banner there. And I added the coffee dyed paper with the gold. And the little card holder. A journal on the back of that if you want it. And it's got two business cards in it. Those are those Tim Holtz stamps. I've had them forever. I don't even know if he still has them out there. And over here, got some tickets and a dove and a stamp. That's one of those vintage stamps I got at that antique place, antique show. A little tag with the string still on it. And 3 places to journal. Little birdie nest. Piece of ephemera and some stitching and paper doily. Some fabric, like it's part of a curtain. Lace with the pink. There's some grass cloth with a dove and some lace. See, I just leave, my sewing machine has a mind of its own. So I just let it do its thing and I just leave it. I don't think it's bad. This is an old newspaper print. And Sammy Jo says hello. She does in many of the videos. But this is a booklet here. And it's got the newsprint on both sides. And it's, this is, you know, I actually think this is part of a grocery bag. But I think it is. And it's got papers in here for you to journal on. And all uneven papers. And some ephemera here. Come here, little dude. There you go. Some ephemera. More ephemera. How much is that? Oh, look. You can get tea or coffee pot stands for 7 cents. Wire soap brackets for 17 cents. You can tell that's some old ephemera. Coffee dyed papers, more coffee dyed papers, a little receipt. And that's the back, and this is the beginning of the 3rd signature. And here we have a paper clip that's got an antique safety pin with a little gold bead, and behind it is a card with a little music tag on it. Placed a journal there, a little book page. Stamped image of a nest and the pink paper. Pink thread. Over here, one of the little French cards I make. A little pocket with the blue lace sewn with the gold thread. Blue lace, blue fabric with gold thread. This is laced behind it with the grass cloth. A little stitching here. Again, all that crackly look. And a card. And a coffee dyed piece of paper. And the card says, "Creativity takes courage." Paper doily there. It just opens up. And it does. You have to try things that you've never tried before. Be brave. Do it. You can always do something else with it. Little negative of the bird that I backed with the grass cloth. Little tag. Antique button and a Tim Holtz paper clip with the white paper. Over here, white lace with a little dove. You could put something there if you want. Some ephemera. This is a piece of extra journaling. Lace edge here with the blue. This is the center of the last signature. So I matched it. I did the blue with the lace going down the page and the 2 butterflies, some real pretty pink flowers, and some papers to journal on here, and some papers to journal on here. A little bird's nest here, ephemera. This is a button card with a button in it, on it, round it, through it. Little dove with some paper doily. I figured quality buttons was appropriate to go right there. And a little mini booklet. Over here, a tag that's got a little hummingbird. Piece of coffee dyed paper. And a napkin decoupage with a little bit of script stamping on it. And some sari silk up there. With a business card. See if I can push that in there. Get in there. And behind it is a Rolodex card with some stamping. Lined paper. Big birdie with a leaf stitch going down the side. And it's a tuck spot and it says flourish. Over here, the other side of that stitching, and we have a blank tag you could do your own thing on. It's got a birdie charm. Thank you. Little birdie charm on it. And it's just plain. I just left it plain with the stitching. And antique safety pin here. A little dove and some lace and some sari silk. And this is the negative with grass cloth behind it and a book page. And some cards to journal on. The butterfly. This is hopeful. Little card. And over here, a little bird in a nest and all that yummy crackling. It says thankful. Oh, that's fabric right there. And the stitching. See, that's supposed to be that zigzag stitch. And I don't know what's going on. But that's okay. I like it. See, it's one way over here. And it's another way over here. I'm telling you, it just does its own thing. I just press the buttons. This is a little pocket with some of that corrugated paper, a little dove, a little grass cloth, and behind it is some sari ribbon here with gold sewn on with gold thread, and then a little card. It's got a banner, tuck spot with some ephemera. You only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. A little soap graphic there, a little place to journal on the back. And over here is another pocket with a vintage patch and a little lace flower with a brad. And on the inside, I know what this is. Ta-da! I'm not going to even say the word because I know y'all are thinking it right now. Okay, in it goes. That's the back. That's the spine without the thread. And that's the front cover again. And I want to thank y'all so much for watching my videos and being here with me. I really appreciate you. I really honestly do. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.